Hiya guys and girls, it's Talon here, back with another review for Train Simulator. This one I apologise, I did upload a few days ago, but then when I actually played it back, there was a really high-pitched noise in the background. I think it was TV or something, so I'm going to have to re-record it. So this is review number 2 for the Falmouth branch route add-on for Train Simulator. So this one, before we have a look at all this nice stuff down here, what I do with every DLC that I buy, I come straight down and look at the key features, and it threw me because this one hasn't got any key features other than telling you about a couple of scenarios. So let's go through it. It tells you basically that you get a 57XX, it tells you a couple of coaches, and that's all it says. Well, what I will say is that the Falmouth branch expansion comes with a lot more than just a 57XX. Why did I buy this then? Why did I gamble it? Because of a picture like this, right? The picture I actually saw, if I can get to it, was, well, there's this one. This is certainly not a 57XX. But also, if I can find it, this picture here. Right. I looked at that and I thought, well, that's a Hall class, 5902. I've been wanting a Hall for a long time. It's one of my Elite Engines must-haves. I'll come on to that reason a bit later. But the only one that I've seen so far is the modified Hall, which comes in the Riviera line in the 50s, whereas this, 5902, would be a standard Hall. So I thought, I want that Hall, how do we get it? Downloaded it, well, let's go and have a look at what we get. Right, and straight away I figured out what was causing a really high-pitched noise in the last video, which is this. There's this really nasty sort of seagull-y noise that they've got, which completely wrecked the last video. That's not a problem. Okay, let's do this again anyway. So I've turned the desktop volume right down now, so we shouldn't have that problem again. So, to begin with, this is Falmouth Station. I won't cover the entire route, but we can have a look at where it goes to. 12-mile length, you can see here Falmouth is an absolute maze. I was going to say mess, but maze of little docks. If we're going to have a quick look at that, we'll zoom up in the air to go and have a quick peek. It goes absolutely everywhere. I mean, you know, if you want to create yourself a really nice dock scenario, this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It goes right the way up to, if I can find it, somewhere up the top here, to Truro up here, where there's a lovely amount of sidings and things. My problem regarding the route is that, and this is probably historically accurate, it's all single track. That's not a problem. You know, if you want to go for an, you know, let's just zip somewhere else on this route. Let's go here and have a look at what this particular bit's like. It's beautifully modelled, absolutely lovely. I mean, look at this little village. It's very sweet. My only problem is that being single track, if I'm designing a scenario for this, you wouldn't be able to have pretty much anything coming the other way. You wouldn't be able to have any life on this. You could put a couple of static trains around, but essentially this is going to be a route that you are going to be driving solo. So that's number one. Let's go and have a look at the engines. Okay, so why have I come over to Doncaster? I'll tell you why. It's because one thing about the Falmouth route is I have now tried countless ways of trying to get rid of that bird noise in the background, and I just can't do it. This is nice and peacefully quiet here, so this will give me somewhere different to show the engines. So, I've got the Falmouth engines loaded. I've also got the Riviera ones too for a couple of reasons. This is mainly going to affect you. You could do some quick drive, but mainly going to affect you if you do scenarios. So the Falmouth engines are these ones here. They all start with FAL. So although it is a 57XX, it's just FAL Pannier engine. What does it look like? Let's dump one down right here. Here we go. Oh, want one, not two. Right, you can go bye-bye. You can get spun around. So this is it. This is the 57XX you get. There are plenty of different numbers involved. It's in the early 50s livery. And to be fair to it, it's a very nice little model. It's a very nice little model. The textures on it, can't really fault it. We'll nip inside the cab and have a quick look, although we will do that at the end. It's a really nice little 57XX. You will probably want to know if it varies from the one you get in the Riviera line in the 50s, and yeah, it does. If I can find that one, EK, here we go, 57XX in black. Let's go with clean. It does vary slightly. Now, bearing in mind, these should technically be almost identical engines. And they are almost. You can see the Riviera one on the left here is just slightly higher. They're similar enough not to worry about. The Riviera one, I find it just slightly more detailed. You can see, I don't know, it might just be the finish, but it's just a slightly cleaner model. You do have smaller details as well, like the windows here on the Riviera has got that sort of dirty finish, whereas the ones on the Falmouth, oh hello mate, have got that open window. But by and large, to be fair, it's a very similar model. If for any reason you haven't got the Riviera one, the Falmouth one is a good example of the Pannier. It's just, I don't know, it's usable, but I'll probably still end up using the Riviera one. Now, this is where, I'll get rid of that, this becomes a really weird DLC. So the Pannier itself, which is the one it says it features, is fine. It also comes with two others. Now, number 2, going back down the bottom here, is the saddle tank shunter, which is this one here, which is a little Hawthorne 040. That is a really, really nicely modelled little engine, and I'm very happy with that. Little dockside shunter, it's great. You can actually see, and I don't know if they've pulled this from somewhere else, I'm pretty sure there might have been a nameplate that went over there, or Invincible, something like that. But anyway, but yeah, it's I've driven it, it's a nice little engine. So that's number 2, that it doesn't actually say it features, but it comes with. Now, here we come on to where this DLC falls apart very slightly. Not a huge amount. Now, I said to you originally that I wanted the hull. So let's have a look at the hull. This is going to be a completely random one. There's plenty of different hulls that are modelled. Will it give me the one that I actually want? Probably not. Nope, that's fine. We can come on to that in a second. It's given us 4969 Shugborough hull. Stick a tender on the back. Boom. Boom. Right. Let me get rid of that. What's the first thing you notice about this? Well, if you haven't noticed it straight away, I did, which is that there's only 2 BR liveried engines that come with the Falmouth branch route, and they've both got completely contrasting liveries. We have the early BR on the Pannier and the late BR on the hull. Why they've done that, I have no idea at all, because yes, arguably, you know, at the very, very end of the sort of BR line period, you would have had a few of these nicely painted new engines coming out, but that's a very specific sort of date rather than just there's an early 50s branch route DLC. It's not a problem to me because I really like having a hull in my collection. So, I don't know, you know, it just seems a bit of an oversight why they either didn't do the Pannier in late BR or do the hull in early BR. Either way, it's not a huge problem, it's still a very nice model, but it's just something to maybe raise a couple of eyebrows like it did with me. Now, regarding the hulls, I'm just going to break the video really quickly while I find a couple in particular. Right, a few moments later I've come up with this one. There's a few that I've found so far. I haven't gone through everything included, and to be fair, there's quite a lot of hulls modelled. I've probably seen at least 15-20 different ones. There's a few which you've got to be very, very careful with. In particular, the ones that were originally numbered 5-9. Now, most of the hulls, you're pretty well aware, would have been 4-9 something. Here's one of them. This is Cogan Hall, and this is the reason I wanted this DLC. Yes, this still exists up in Llangollen. This is my surname, and that's why I've always had a big affinity for hulls, and I'm over the moon they actually modelled this engine. The problem with this is 2 things. Number 1, the number. It's not 4932, it should be 5952. Now that's not a major problem. We just come across here, we can go 5952, lo and behold it's changed it. So that's not a problem, but you do need to be very careful about that if you want sort of historical accuracy. And number 2 is in late BR, this would have had the number not on a buffer bar but on a smoke plate, on a plate on the smoke box door. So there are a couple of little errors regarding the hulls. However, I'll be honest with you, seeing as it's not even a key feature that the hull's included, I am still very, very happy to have this as part of the collection. So, we will have a quick look at the carriages as well. I'll just dig them out really quickly. Right, so first of all we'll have a look at the goods wagons. Again, not a key feature, but look at the amount it comes with, and these are great. So, these are, I need to try and remember them now, 3 plank covered, 5 plank covered, 7 plank, a great little guard van here at the back, and I actually really like this guard van. I'll probably be using that in a few scenarios. We've also got the conflat. The conflat I've only ever seen in the Doncaster scenario, but I actually really like that. It's got some really nice detail to it. And a couple of GWR vans. Right, and lastly we come on to the coaches. Now again, there's a decent selection here. There's a complete rake, basically, in chocolate and in crimson. We're going to have a look at one of them now. So we have, in order, second brake, first and guard, same the other side as well. And they're nice coaches. They're Mark 1s. They blend in very, very well. Nice text, very nice texturing, nice logo. So yeah, I mean, these aren't bad at all, and they actually fit the hull really, really well. You know, so I mean, if you want to use that hull in scenarios, this is a really nice rake to go with it. So yeah, I mean, what do you get? I mean, basically, you know, when you got 8 different carriages, loads of different goods wagons, plus the halls, plus the pannier, plus that little Hunslet 040, it's actually a really nice DLC. The route itself, to be honest with you, I doubt I'll actually use very much, but just for the content it comes with, I think it's well worth the value. So we'll just go and see one of them in action before we wrap this video up. Right, so just before we end, we'll have a quick look at the hull. The pannier you can see on the Riviera route anyway, but this, like I say, to me is one of the best parts of this. So we'll have a quick look in the cab. Very, very nicely laid out. I do like the wood effect on the floor. It's a really nice looking engine, this haul. But yeah, as I say, I mean, to be fair, for the price and for what you get, this is actually a really, really nice DLC. So here we go. We'll just let it go away slightly. Great sound effects. Let's go and have a look at this. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that video. I will upload some more regarding different DLCs when I do get time. Absolutely loving the look of that haul. Loving it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I will see you for the next one.